So this video is going to be about using trigonometry to find a side. First of all, trigonometry only works in right angle triangles, so you need to make sure that the triangle definitely has a right angle in there. And we know it's not going to be Pythagoras because I know one side, we're trying to work out this one, but I don't know the other side. So for Pythagoras you need to have two sides that you know, and then you're trying to work out the other side. So the fact I've been given an angle is a really good clue it's going to be trigonometry. So your first step is to label the sides with the H, O and A. So H is always the longest side, so H stands for hypotenuse, and that is always the one that's opposite the right angle. So here's my right angle, that's going to be the longest side. And then you look at the angle that you're given and just go out from that, and that will tell you then which one is going to be the opposite. So that's going to be my opposite angle, opposite side, sorry, and then this one is going to be the adjacent. So then I normally tick the side that we know the length of. So I know that this one here is 8 centimetres, and we are trying to work out this one here, the O, because that is the one with the X in it. So I would also tick that one as well, and then that tells you which of these triangles you need to use. So you're looking for a triangle that's got O and also H in it. So the only triangle here with the O and the H in is this one here. So when you're finding a side, you need to cover up the side that you are trying to find. So like I said, we're trying to find the O because that's the one with the X on it. So if we cover that up, I can see I've got S and H next to each other there on the bottom. So whenever they're next to each other on the bottom, that means we need to times those together. So that means we're going to do S times H. So S, we should know hopefully stands for sine. So on your calculator, you would type in sine, and when you do that it opens up a bracket for you like this, and it's always the angle that we put in the bracket when we're finding a side. So it's just going to be 40 that I put in the bracket, and then you just need to make sure that you close the bracket afterwards. So I'm not sure whether you can see that online, you should be able to, yeah. So you just close the bracket, and then we're going to times that by H, and H is 8, so I just times it by 8 like that. So you should get an answer of 5.14 to 2 decimal places, and it should be centimetres because the 8 is also in centimetres. So if we have a look at the next one, so same step to begin with, my right angle is up here this time. So if I go out from that, that must be, this is the longest side, so this is my H this time. My angle that I've been given is up here, so going up from that, this one is the opposite, and therefore this one here must be the A. So I always do it in that order because I think that's the easiest. So again, thinking about which side do we know? Well, we know this one is 7. Which one am I trying to work out? The one with the X in it, so it must be H that we're trying to work out. So I check my triangles and I look for the only triangle that's got A and also H in it, and that's going to be this one. Right, this time I'm trying to find the H, so that's this one here. So if I cover that up, this time you can see they're not next to each other on the bottom anymore, they are one above the other. So that means that we're going to have to do a division. So always start with the one on the top and divide it by the one underneath. So it's going to be A divided by C. So A is this side here, which is 7. C stands for cos. And again, if you start doing that on your calculator, you'll see once you type in the cos, it opens up the bracket again. And like I said before, it's the angle that you put in the bracket. So you just put 30, close your bracket. So then you should get an answer of 8.08 centimetres. Right, and then the final one then. So this one here, so again, label your sides. Here's the right angle, that's the longest. Here's my angle, so go out, that's the opposite. And so then this one is the adjacent. So if I tick the two that I know, well I know A is 6 and O is the one I'm trying to work out. So going back to your triangles, it's going to be this one, that's the only triangle with A and O in. It's almost like I've planned it, but I knew it's going to be one of each triangle. It. So when we cover up the O in that triangle, the O is at the top. So this time they're next to each other again, so that's going to mean I times them together again. So it's going to be T times A. So T stands for tan, and again, there's my brackets opening up. What am I going to put in the bracket? The angle. close the bracket, and then you times it by A, which is 6. So tan 40, close brackets, times by 6. So you should get 5.03 centimetres. Right, and that is how you find a side. I'll do another video for how you find an angle. Hope that helps.